All right, special week. My birthday. I don't know how many I'll have left, so we have to celebrate pretty hard.
We always celebrate hard on your birthday.
We celebrate hard every week.
Yeah.
So it took us out to the Finger Lakes, which is still 315, the very outskirts of the 315.
And we've been talking about wanting to get out there.
We did it.
Yep, we did it.
We did it last Tuesday. It's, the Finger Lakes, obviously 5 of them, and wineries, breweries, restaurants. I mean, it's really foodie and drink connoisseur heaven.
Not to mention how beautiful the lakes are.
Yeah,
I mean,
and the train and the vineyards and really gorgeous out there. So just about an hour and a half.
Yeah, it takes
here.
about an hour and 20 minutes to get to Geneva, I would say, an hour and 40, depending on if you get caught behind a tractor trailer because it's a one-lane road.
My wife does not like a country road.
I know, I do not like a country road.
Gets very nervous behind vehicles that don't travel at the speed of sound.
I've got
like
places
hers.
to go and people to see.
Not when we're out. Away with no
whatever.
kids. I mean, who's in a hurry? So we spent our time on Seneca Lake, which is in Geneva, and then on Wednesday we snuck over to
Cayuga Lake.
Thank you. I would have messed that up.
Yep.
I knew we were somewhere.
Yes.
Starting with a C.
Seneca Lake, I headed out there on Monday to actually meet up with college friends. We all went to Fisher, and it's been a while since I've seen them. And they rented a lake house on Sunday and Monday. So they have great rentals out there if you're looking to go for even like a weeknight. Like I said, they did a Sunday, Monday. I met them on Monday, and then Tuesday morning, Scott was in Rochester. He was a guest on a podcast, and so he met me out there. The timing was great. I hit Red Tail Vineyards or Winery without Scott. That was my stop with the girls before they left me, and I met up with Scott, and they have some really, really great reds. It's a little pricey, but they're really, really good. I purchased
and they're expanding.
Yes, they're huge. So you didn't get to go with me there.
No.
The last time we were there, remember how they had the very tiny tasting room that almost looked like a garage?
You could hold like 10 people.
Oh my God. They have a huge tasting room now that's got those garage doors that come up, the glass garage doors. So
when Kelly says the wines are a little pricey, they've obviously reinvested.
Yeah. And by pricey, I mean they're like $25 to $40
They got a couple more expensive. Yeah. I mean, just for those that aren't, and so this whole 10, 15-minute riff we're going to do on wines, there's such a diverse selection and diverse palates. And, we had a guest on our Hey Neighbor recently who said there's a different lid for every pot.
Yep.
And, it's so true. So you might like sweets. We like dries, so the places we go to tend to focus on the dry reds, even the dry whites. Like I like a dry white.
Me too.
Anything dry. Just anything sweet that makes you do that pucker up face and just not.
Scott can tell whether or not I'm going to like a wine. If he tastes it first, he'll give me like the eye. He can lift one eyebrow and I know I'm not going to like it. And I usually don't.
So Red Tail, that's a good one. Another one that we were wine club members for a while is Billsboro, and Billsboro is right at the top of Seneca. They have a nice outdoor patio with full menu. Do they have a full menu?
They have not like sandwiches and stuff, but picky foods. They offer food.
We grabbed the food was really good. We got cheese, and
this block of cheese was massive.
And this guy brought this cheese over. Here I'm thinking, it was a cheese spread. It wasn't a cheese spread. It was a brick of cheese. I think we would have had stomach issues.
I think it was brie.
If we
I
ate
know,
it all.
right?
But, the cool thing about the experiences out there, you've got the setting, you've got the tasting room, you've got sometimes lake views and vineyards, but the people.
That's what I was going to hope you ended with.
You meet different people from all different places, many of them in retirement, some of them just doing it as side gigs. We meet a lot of teachers that do it for summer work.
And they're all passionate about wine, and they want to tell you the story behind every
the story sells the wine.
It's so awesome.
There's only so much you can do with wine, but the story.
Yep.
Yeah, just the season and the climate and the culture and how much it rained and the way they harvested and the skins and the tannins and
I know it is.
And just the winemaker and what type of barrel, and it just goes on and on and on. But the better the story, the more you will pay for a bottle of wine. More you'll pay for anything, actually.
And so we'll go through the rest of these pretty quickly. We did go to Ventosa after that because you can't wine taste a lot unless you have food in your system. And so Ventosa is at the very top of Geneva, and they offer a full menu. We ended up getting a flatbread pizza there. They offer salads, wraps.
You get a good covered
Yes,
patio
that was important for the
overlooks
day that
the
we were there.
vineyard and the lake. So really good spot. They do weddings and bigger events there. We had never been down to Zugabee's. We'd heard some things about it. Great location. Not going to sugarcoat it. The wines weren't bad. It wasn't our palate.
Three Brothers as well. I mean, good location, but our taste
Three Brothers had a whole thing going on.
But they have a lot going on in that. It's almost like a complex, I would say it is.
They had a couple different stations. One of them was Warhorse Brewery. So for those that aren't into wine, we started out in this region probably, 15, 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And it was all wine. And then the microbrews started popping up. And now it's probably like a third of the places that you see have microbrews. And so this was one of them. Three Brothers, Warhorse Brewing combo. Interesting little spot. And then we ended with one of our faves, which is Ravines. How am I pronouncing that?
I don't know. Either way.
Yeah.
Tomato.
So you can talk about it. Just an old barn and set up there.
And very accommodating there. Like we were rushing. All the wineries and the vineyards close at around 5:00. Tasting begins at 10 or 11. And they close by 5 or 6. So we sort of raced over because Ravines is very close to where we stayed. We stayed at Belhurst Castle. So they did not rush us out. You know what I mean? We were able to get there, and it was a great tasting, and it's a great scene to do it in too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like Kelly said, you've got a couple options on the north side of Seneca. One of them being, help me out here, Geneva on the Lake, which we've stayed at a few times. Mm-hmm. Pricey, swanky. You walk in, it's one of those kind of what you would expect from an old winery region, kind of stuffy, traditional.
Colonial. It's like
pictures
from colonial
of
times,
famous
for
actors, and I think some former presidents who have stayed there. And super nice facility.
And the grounds, the gardens there are fantastic. They have a pool all the way in the back. They offer nightly hors d'oeuvres and free wine tasting as well.
And the neat thing is there's no hotel rooms there. They're all individual rooms like you'd find in a mansion.
Yeah.
Stickly, colonial, traditional. So really neat. We did not stay there this time. We stayed at Belhurst, just frankly a better value. It was like half the price, right down the street. And it's a castle with beautiful grounds, and they do weddings there and all different events. They have stone cutters, bar and grill on site. And then we had dinner at Edgar's, which is their more upscale, which we probably didn't belong at, but more upscale dining.
We were really good about being not too drunk at dinner. We were good about it this time.
We got a late start. We paced ourselves. We were like adulting. It was really weird.
Well, you're getting older. We got to be more responsible.
We met a couple from Australia. Two women. Well, one was from Australia. One was from Western New York. And it was the lady from Australia's first time to New York. So, and it was the other lady's like first time back home in like 18 years. They'd been in Australia for a while. And it was just really cool. We really basically like shared a table with them. We had conversations with them during our whole dinner, and but that's just how it is out in wine country, which is fun. But it's funny to hear their views on America and the political scene and what they see from Australia, and then things that we hear about Australia, especially during the COVID years, that they were like, oh my gosh, that's so not true. That wasn't like that.
Yeah.
And, so it's just, you get what you get, I guess, when you're told what you're told. But we had a good night. We went to bed. We woke up and we went wine tasting on Wednesday.
We made a day of getting back. I mean, we were out there, and we've never done the Cayuga Lake Wine Trail. And all you have to do, you take my favorite, country roads, and you cut over. And I would say it was like a 35 to 40 minute drive to get to the first winery that we hit. And we went to Thirsty Owl. We've had their wines before. They're a wine that you can find in like a Bremer's.
Right around here. Yeah. Seneca, Bremer's, Valley Wine and Liquor, Thirsty Owls carried pretty widely. It's a very sweet, you'll get a lot of their sweet stuff. They do the Diamond, which if you like sweet wine, sweet whites, oh my gosh, you'll love it. But their Diamond is not for us, but it's for a lot of people. And
then we had a great person. Again, the people make the tasting such a great experience that she said you have to try Hosmer. And it was almost right across the street. That was not on my list to try.
Never heard of it. Wasn't on our list. The lady at Thirsty Owl said you got to try Hosmer, and we went in, and their claim to fame is they have the oldest vines, grapevines in the Finger Lakes region. Grapes were grown right on site, and that of all the wineries we went to, that was our fave.
That was our favorite. And so we are now officially wine club members.
We do a couple shipments a year. Yep. They don't sell commercially. Most don't. So the only way to get it is to drive out there, be part of their wine club. We took the bait.
Then we hit Buttonwood, which is north. We started to make our way north after that, up the lake. Buttonwood has a nice deck that you can taste on. They give you the complimentary crackers and a couple of slices of cheese when you pick your 5 wines. For anybody that doesn't know how wine tasting works, you pay, they usually range $10 to $20 depending on.
$5. A lot of them are $5.
$5, really? Each. I thought they were like
so
8.
10 total.
Oh, it was 10 total for us because we don't share.
No, we don't share well.
Like to taste our own. And you get to pick 5 wines, and they give you a little bit of each one. So at Buttonwood, they also give you the crackers and the cheese, and that was a great setting outside, overlooking the lake. And we decided we were done tasting wine at that point, and we wanted to have lunch. And so I was on my phone trying to look at places that we could eat outside. It was a beautiful day outside. We're right on this beautiful lake. And I said, well, let's try Wolfie's. And we'd never heard of this place before.
As you know, if you're a loyal listener, we like to find little unknown dive bar restaurant places with good food off the beaten path.
So I did some research, and I said, all right, this is on the way home.
Wolfie's. I don't even know what town we were in.
Seneca Falls.
Okay.
Yes, we were in Seneca Falls.
And
we pulled up to this place.
Mind you, it's Wednesday at like 1 p.m.
Yep.
Wednesday afternoon around 1, and we weren't sure if we'd be able to get a parking spot.
So we pull in, it's a marina too. So it's a marina restaurant. And so from the street, it doesn't look like much. There's the parking lot that's across the street, and the parking lot was packed. So we walk in, and out on the back, there's this huge deck, and they have docks that you can pull up, like if you're on a boat, and get sort of like Dakers, you know, but the whole deck was packed with people.
Had to be honored.
The food was awesome.
Yeah,
the food was really, really good.
Yep. So that's it. Quick stop. It was, like I said, it was my birthday. We're having family over. We made a quick stop at the casino because why not press your luck on your birthday? That didn't work out so well. It wasn't too bad, but but what we did get is cake from Opals.
Yep.
If you have diabetes, you've probably had cake from Opals. If you've had cake from Opals, you probably have diabetes. I mean, it was the richest sugary. We got 2.
One just wasn't enough. And we could have gotten one big one, but I wanted 2 small ones. We got a chocolate and a vanilla. So.
It was a s'mores.
Yes, it was a
legit
s'mores cake.
S'mores. Like on the top, it had marshmallows and
the graham cracker crust.
Hershey chocolate.
Yeah, so good.
And there was stuff oozing in the we then we got. What did we get? The coconut.
Just vanilla.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was good, but man, yeah. So we had to work off some.
And so then family came over and helped us eat the cake for Scott's birthday on Wednesday.
Real quick, because I'm sure we'll be out there, and we kind of spent a lot of time on wine. But on Sunday, we shot out to the 518, which we like to do. It is officially track season, so we went out to bet the ponies. This is a family tradition. Our son Tyler was out of town with a friend, but we got our 2 other kids to join us, and Kelly's parents and sister.
Yep. And Connor ate his way through the track. He tried everything.
Yeah. So you think like, if your kids aren't degenerate gamblers, what are they going to do at the track? But if you haven't been to Saratoga, you should. It is the oldest thoroughbred racetrack in America. And, we talk about vintage and just history and things that are here. But then also just the people and the scene and the atmosphere. You get all walks of life from young college kids that are rip-roaring ready to go to your middle-aged crew like us. You've got families.
Hardcore gamblers.
You've got hardcore degenerate gamblers. And then you've got, your hoity-toity multimillionaire doing their thing. And so there's something for everyone. We stay in the lawn. That's probably where we belong. But you can get, regular seating.
And for people that don't know, if you're going to go and be in the lawn, they have picnic tables there. You can bring chairs, but you can bring your own cooler with food. Like we packed.
So we'll post a picture.
Lunch meat. And like a lot of times what are the horses, the pacing horses or whatever, they will come down the paddock first and they'll stop and let the kids pet the horses.
Yeah, I got a picture
Kids
of
love
that,
it.
too.
Yeah.
You know, all the talk about the coolers being taken out of water safari. If you're not much into gambling, you can do almost a free day at Saratoga. I think it's $10 to get in. We've got a picture. We've got a wagon that we put our chairs in.
Yep.
We bring our own food. We bring a cooler as long as there's no glass. You can bring
anything
alcohol
or
you know, whatever. Even if you want to bring wine or liquor, you can put it in a thermos. You just can't have glass, right? So, yeah, I mean, if you're committed to a couple bucks a race or even not betting the race, it's a free day in the park at Saratoga. So
good experience.
Yeah, so check it out. So that's the week that was. Whole lot there. Let's rapid fire through 5 or 6 things that we've circled as potential opportunities for you to get out and explore the 315 this weekend. Starting with the Boonville Oneida County Fair.
It's fair season.
Yeah, get ready. Deep fried Oreos and carnies.
So the Oneida County Fair is running July 23rd to the 28th. You can check out their website. They have a full schedule of events on there, from ride specials that if you have kids that, you know, the unlimited rides where you purchase
the wristband.
The wristband
is the only way to do
that's the only way you can afford to go if you have kids, because it's like probably $6 or $7 a ride if you don't have that wristband. So if you go to BoonvilleFair.com, you will see a full list of events. They have a concert there on Saturday night on the main stage. So check it out if you're looking. If you have kids and you want to go to the fair.
Here's a little hidden gem in the valley, Cacciators, which is on Behringer Road in Ilion. It's a large facility, a couple different sections. You've got the restaurant, you got the bar area. They do music, they do outdoor seating. So on Thursday, the banquet hall will have Kate Devin for a night of live music, accompanied by great food and drink. So they've got acoustic originals and covers, electric guitar jams throughout the evening, and artwork for sale. So Cacciator's food is fantastic. The pizza is fantastic. Wide variety of drinks. You know, they do not short you on portions.
Holy cow. It is.
If you want dinner and lunch for Friday, and you want some music, check that out on Thursday.
Yeah, 6 to 9.
Yep, 6 to 9.
On Friday, sort of piggybacking off the Boonville Oneida County Fair, there's a flea market and craft fair and a chicken barbecue that's in Boonville, 106 Park Ave from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is running Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And what's cool about this is I think I read on the Facebook page that if you are a vendor and you have an LLC, does that make sense, Scott? You're the business person. You don't have to pay anything to have a booth there.
Okay.
So I thought that was a lot of places that you go.
I'm not going to get on a riff here, but my guess is that's because if they're asking for the LLC, probably because they have insurance, they have their own insurance.
Maybe. I don't know.
So that
caught my eye.
Doesn't need to pay for the insurance. Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, you don't need.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a ton of people like flea markets and.
Yeah, trash the treasure, man. People, we throw stuff on the side of the road because we don't want it, and it's gone in a minute because people love it. You just never know. We've taken a few things off the side of the road in our day. I don't want to make it just sound
we
like
have definitely
we have trash picked. I'm not going to say we're above that, and I'll continue to if I see something I like.
Tyler came home with a Christmas tree once. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that didn't last too long. Monster trucks. We'll hear these in our backyard at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds in Frankfort all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we got the Versus Monster Trucks. They're celebrating their 5th season. The biggest show they've ever brought to Frankfurt. We're really going to hear these 6 monster trucks scheduled to make an appearance at the fairgrounds. Check out the Facebook page for all of the events.
We mentioned the Utica Beer and Wine Train in a previous episode, I think a couple of weeks ago, and that leaves from the Utica train station, and there are still tickets available for Friday night. It's 2 hours long. Like I said, it starts at 6:30, and this week's music is by the Has-Beens. So you get $55 for a first-class ticket, $38 for a coach ticket.
All right. And then we've got country music at Lakeview. That's on Saturday night. Dan and Shay, is that tequila?
Yes.
What's the tequila song? What's that? It's not.
You and Tequila Make Me Crazy. I think it might be. They're a pretty big deal in the country world.
Yeah. So Jake Owen and Dylan Marlowe.
Look at that price for lawn seats. I thought you would love that.
$32.
Yeah.
for a lawn seat.
That's way better than we paid for our lawn seats.
I guess Dan and Shay's not that popular.
Well, or maybe they just want their fans to be able to go see them. Also out in Syracuse on July 27th is the Daisies Music Fest. We have not been to Crazy Daisies yet, but I really want to go here. It's at 4693 Cason Road, and it's an all-day long local live music festival from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Crazy Daisies Flowers. Spend your day listening to a variety of local musicians and bands. There's a whole list of them. If you go to Crazy Daisies Facebook page, you can see the list of bands. They'll have fresh food and drinks from the Garden Cafe and some local vendors as well. Pre-sale tickets are available on their website for $10 or $15 at the door.
All right, and then on Sunday, bring $60 with you to Trenton Falls, 2 to 4, the Lavender Wreath Workshop. We hyped up lavender on the last episode, or maybe 2 episodes ago. This is at Spring Creek Lavender in Trenton Falls. From 2 to 4, you can learn how to make a wreath that will become a beautiful decoration for your home. I'm guessing not only do you learn to make it, you probably make it. That's what
you make it there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a workshop. You make it there. So the $60 for a real wreath that they're teaching you how to make it. That's something that in the future you can do it again and again once you know how to make the wreath.
How long does lavender last?
Lavender lasts quite a long time. It's a dried flower. Like
Okay.
you pick it and it's fresh, but as it dries, it's still very fragrant. So if you were to go to this, I would bet that this lavender wreath would definitely last until it gets chilly out and you're going to put your fall wreaths up.
All right. So there you go. A lot of talk around wine. We said we were going to do it. Maybe we'll do it again in the future. But look, if you need tips, tricks, thoughts, and idea on the Finger Lakes Wine Trail, we're happy to share.
Or if you know of a winery that we should try the next time we're out there that we have not hit, give us your suggestions as well.
Better. We like inside information, tips. The fun of it is really in groups, right? And not to say that it wasn't fun, just us, but if you have a small group, because one thing we did notice,
they will not take buses
we
or
were out
limos
there,
anymore.
The large groups, almost every winery you pull into, no buses, no limos. They don't like the big groups; gets a little obnoxious. But if you've got 2 or 3 couples that you can experience it with, I think it makes for a fun day out on the lake. So, all right, we will see you guys out there.
Thank you for tuning in to another Love Living Local episode. Before you head out to support all things Central New York, we just have one ask of you. Please help us share the love we have for our community by sharing this podcast with a neighbor of yours. We truly appreciate you. In fact, you are one of the many reasons we love living local.